best thing to do. Well, hello and good morning here, afternoon where Elspeth is. And we are talking today to the painting healer, Elspeth Tremblay, who is originally an Aussie. Well, so you could tell by the way she talks. And now lives in the Motor City, I believe,
That's
don't you?
right.
All right, all
And,
right. Yeah.
it's not a big deal, but it's actually Tremblay. I got a lot
Oh,
of hate
Tremblay.
for it
Okay.
in
Yeah.
I don't want to tell everyone what my name was, but it was Elspathetic Tremble. So, it's a little bit of a sore spot. It was very clever, but
Uh-huh.
let's go with
Uh,
Tremblay.
uh,
Tremblay is fine too. It's French
yes,
Canadian.
it is. It's very nice. Actually, it's so interesting because you don't hear the name Elspeth very often. And I watched Outlander. I love Outlander. I watch Outlander. And the last, the one of the last episodes, there was a lady in there named Elspeth. That was her character name. And then I saw you on Marina's channel. So it was like, wow, okay, this is coming in, Elspeth energy coming in my life. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
so thrilled. It's like a 400-year-old name, and
mhm.
I hated it until recently. I'm like, this is actually
It
perfect.
really is.
Perfect.
Yeah, it
But
is. It's
this
very artistic. It is. Yeah.
there's also a show called Elspeth, who's a detective, I think, and
Oh,
it's a spin-off from The Good Wife, and she
uh-huh.
was my favorite character. So I feel like Elspeth is being represented well in the world.
I think so. I think
I'm
so.
happy with it.
And I must ask, did you paint your shirt? Did you do that?
Oh, thank you so much. No, I didn't. This is a Zara
Oh, it's
embroidered.
gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Yeah, really. I
I
thought at first it was like, when you paint, you can, because I know
oh,
you can do that. Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
do embroider my own shirts, so you weren't wrong.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
not this one. I love thrifting. So everything I wear is thrifted. I like to go for like the highest quality, but I like to get it for the. It's just the treasure. I like
Oh,
it.
it is a
It's
treasure
fun.
hunt. Oh, it definitely is. At one point, I used to, we were really in a bad way, and we became storage managers of a storage.
Oh,
And they actually have shows now, but when people don't pay their bill after a certain amount of time, then people come in and bid on a unit. You can't know what's in it though. You don't have that opportunity to see what's in it.
oh,
And
so you
some of the
can invite
things,
them
oh,
to see what's in it, right?
some of the things people found, like there was a beautiful leather jacket. There was actually a ring that was, I mean, they told us later, a ring that was like Boston Red Sox. Somebody, yeah, like a championship
Wow.
ring. Yeah, it
Oh
was amazing. Yeah,
God, and I bet if you just held it in your hand, you'd be like, you'd get a full story of whoever last for it.
probably.
I just love it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you walk into a thrift store and you're like, ew, no, ugh, murder, yuck.
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Well, anyway, this is a delightful start to our conversation. First, Marina on Heart Center Tarot and we share a lot of the same subscribers, and we do some shows together. And she was telling me all about you. And then I watched the show last Sunday, not the past Sunday, but the last Sunday, and I was delighted. I was just delighted. And then I went to see some of your videos, and I know you're going up with people now, where people are finding you, and you're going to be a very, very busy lady.
People are
So
finally ready. I've been doing this
yeah,
for a long time, but people are like,
yeah,
they're like, all right, I don't believe the news. There's nothing to watch on Netflix.
no,
Something
no,
original. And let's see something DIY and authentic and real.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
think that's why.
I think so too. But I was not aware that you also did pet portraiture, and that is. You can see my little dog back here
Oh,
that I
yeah.
lost. Yeah.
Oh,
And yeah, it's not painted or it's just laminate, but she's just one of those. I only had her a couple of years, and she was 10 when I got her. And so there's a lot of people really firmly attached to their soul dogs and
yeah.
cats and whatever. So I was thrilled to see that there. And also that you did the detective work with Nancy Guthrie.
Yeah, and do you know what? If I have time today, I'm going to jump in and do another one on Nancy Grace because I
Oh,
got a huge download while I was jogging today, and I was like, oh, I have got to do this one.
yes,
Even if
yes.
20 minutes, I'm like, whew, you know that feeling when you
Yeah.
just like, I'm on fire, let's go.
Let's go. Continue. Well, that was me yesterday. We had sunshine and I went out walking and then I started gardening and it was like, oh,
Beautiful.
I know, I
It's like,
know.
tell me you're a Libra without telling me you're a Libra.
Doing too much at once though, when you
Oh,
get the energy. Yeah, yeah.
how beautiful.
Um,
What have you got in your garden right now? You're in Seattle. I'm sure you have a
yeah,
beautiful.
I got some lavender that's planted in and some beautiful summer like bleeding hearts and everything. And we have the hostas that are growing. But I cleaned out the area where I leave my beautiful animals' ashes. And so it was very interesting because then I came back and I was looking through Instagram and there was a video of a man who was depressed and I clicked on it and a little white dog came
Yeah.
up and stood in front of him to make him happy and got on the back paws and did this. And
Yeah.
that's what she used to do. And I lost it. It was like, yeah,
Yeah.
she sent me there. She said, okay, you clean that area out now. Here I am. Yeah. So, yeah,
And I'd like to qualify with my little cat story. Lately, I've been
yeah,
going through enormous change that I've been preparing for and calling in,
yep,
but still, it's like when you're going up in a rocket, you still feel the compression and you still feel the
yeah,
gravity. Like,
you
oh,
do.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
ready, but okay, I haven't, this is still what it is. It's still
Right.
you get the flush of the adrenaline and all of that stuff. And for me, I get those waves before it actually happens.
Okay.
Like a couple of
Yeah.
months ago, I started being like, oh, I can feel the ground is moving, the tectonic plates are shifting, and no one else knows what the heck I'm talking about. But
Right.
because I've had it
Right.
enough times where I was like, I know it's coming.
Yep.
Uh, and then it
Yep.
comes, and you're like, whew, I'm ready, I'm relaxed. But
Yep.
it's those moments where you're like, oh God, I have a nap and I need to just lay down. I can't explain why I feel like this sudden surge of
Sure.
energy. And
Mm-hmm.
my cats, they both come up and one sits on my chest and the other one sits on my feet. It's like they're grounding me. They
They
are
did. They were.
like,
Yeah.
you are not getting up for 10 minutes. You cannot resist this cuteness. And it
No.
is so healing. And
It is healing. Mm.
my cat Hugo is my black cat. Of course. Yeah, because I have a black cat.
Uh-huh.
He is so sweet. We're so connected that he prefers to, when we snuggle, he reaches for my hand. He likes to like hold my hand. He is so,
That's adorable. Oh
I've
my goodness.
that before. He likes to make eye contact and
Uh-huh.
hold hands while we're spooning. And yeah, I
That
just
is unusual for, I've never owned a cat, but I've been around them and that is unusual. Yeah. Wow. Well, they're mystics and so are you.
yeah. They they
Uh,
are guardians of beingness, and they remind
mhm.
us to like chill out. It's not that serious,
Yeah.
or it is serious. Okay, but now it's time to eat. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
like
I gave you all I could, but now it's time for those 3D things to come
right.
in. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Well, I'm going to take you on a little journey backwards because I want to know when all of this started. Was it as a child? Did you start having these mystical and attachments towards your creative pursuits as well?
Yes, yes. Let's keep going with this theme of pets and animals. I love
Yeah.
it. I feel like that's where it was just most lucid and evident to me. And before you have the words for things, it's like as soon as your ego attaches names for things, it starts like judging everything.
Yes, it does. Hmm.
So there was this beautiful time when don't worry, I'll get there. But first,
Oh,
because,
take your time. We got
sorry,
all the time in the world.
I was about 2 years old and I was in the backyard of our first rental and we had 21 ducks.
Oh my Lord.
I was, we were all at eye level at that time.
Sure.
I was not afraid of them at all. They were my friends. And
Mhm.
I mean, I have a daughter, and when she was a little kid, I don't think I would let her walk around with the ducks because they can really turn on you and
They
like,
can. They
right?
can. Yep.
But we had an understanding, and we knew we were family. I don't know. I was in the backyard and I assembled the ducks. I rounded them up. I was like, "Follow me. We're going into." I had a little, not a tree house. It's on the ground. Cubby, a little cubby
Yep.
made. It was vines and there was a tree stump, and so I set up a little afternoon tea, and we had they assembled around, and I mean, it was just so magical and effortless and easy, and I just like hours and hours just like tuned in with the ducks. I didn't speak English, they didn't speak English, we would just telepathically like,
Yeah, absolutely. It reminds me of Winnie the Pooh sort of a thing. You know what I
oh,
mean? With the little tea party. Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah.
many parties. And
Yeah.
I didn't even wait to have the right tea set or anything. It's just like I would use acorn cups or, in
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
gum.
All that creativity. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're right. Yeah.
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 I absolutely thrilled and delighted in making little hotels for the fair. And I went to a lot of trouble. I spent all day thatching. I don't know how I knew how to do this at such a young age. I was about 4 when I
Mhm.
really got into industrial design for fairies, you could say. And I would get twigs and leaves and thatch little like roofs, and they
Wow.
were elaborate, like
Yeah.
caravans of little cities. And my grandma and my mom and my dad just kept encouraging it. And
Oh, that's so good.
I
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
know, I still don't have proof that they're not real. Actually, no one told me that they're not real.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
but it was like the best time of my life before now
Hmm.
was when I didn't have words. I didn't, there was no shame. There was no, it was just like, this is the world. I'm connected to everything. I'm not special. Everything is speaking to me, and I am receiving, speaking to everything. And then, you grow up and everything's like, oh, that's weird. Oh, you're strange. How do you know that? You're not meant to know that. And
That's so sad. It's almost like when you get to first grade, you're screwed, you know? It's like they tell you to sit down, shut up, and you
oh,
didn't see that. And yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah. I
yeah.
even had a teacher called Mrs. Steiger, and we called her Mrs. Tiger because she was
She was a tiger.
scary.
That's wonderful.
Oh,
That's
school
wonderful.
wasn't fun for me.
No, no, it doesn't. You would have been better at a Montessori school or one of those types of places. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but instead I went to a very strict girls' grammar school.
Oh my Lord. Oh,
Oh,
wow. For you. I'm sorry.
I
That's hard. Yeah.
there was something that sometimes you get like just echoes of past lives. I did really enjoy polishing my shoes on a Sunday night, and I really did enjoy doing my own tie. I loved wearing that tie and blazer, but everything else was just torture. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But those were also indications of like, these things are familiar to me, like this, I have a connection to this. It was like the ceremonial procedure of getting ready and fixing the tie that just felt so, it was like getting my war paint on
Um,
and going,
yeah.
those little things I did enjoy about that very strict time
Some
in.
kind of Native American or Aboriginal lifetime, it sounds like. Mm.
Well, not the wearing of the ties, but uh
But that would be the ritual. That's all. Yeah.
sure.
Mm.
Oh, there's
And
plenty of
actually,
stories.
you have ritual. I saw you when you were doing Cash Peters. You light a candle and you make that your area of sacredness.
I
Yeah.
actually have real life experience in this life with the sacred Aboriginal communities. My dad is a well-known lithographer in Australia, and my parents are both printmakers. And So he is deeply involved with the Aboriginal communities, and he goes out into the wilderness, into the far remote communities, and he collaborates with Aboriginals, and he
Wonderful.
sort of everyone is an artist in those
Oh,
communities.
absolutely. Yeah.
They collaborate, and it's more storytelling and symbols. It's not just like one artist might get the credit, but they'll involve like 20 people in the community to help paint it. Anyway,
Sure.
my dad sort of works with them to transfer their I, I hope you can't hear that annoying. Oh,
No,
sorry.
it's okay.
Transfer their art onto limestones and make lithography, which is, I guess, a 100, 200-year-old fine art medium,
Yes.
or
Yes.
etching or lino, so that then they can elevate their art and be autonomous and have these fabulous careers selling their work internationally in
Uh-huh.
a fine art medium. So as a child, we would go out bush, and we actually when I was 7, we went to Bathurst Island, and we hunted for our food, and we camped outside for about 3 weeks or something, and it was the most incredible time. And I just felt at home, and the elders just like, it's like they recognized me, and I had like an initiation ceremony, and I was given a totem, which was little
Yeah.
girl owl, and I was adopted,
Oh,
and in
how
that case,
beautiful.
you get one dad, you get like 5 dads, 7,
Right?
like everyone is your family. It's not like
Yeah.
biological. Everyone. So that was the most incredible experience, because I really felt like something was so familiar there too. And I'm very careful not to sound like some ignorant white person that's just like, oh
No,
yeah,
I get it. I
Native
get it.
American,
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
very important to be sensitive and respectful, and just, it's great to have strong resonance with cultures, but it's important to be respectful that, like,
Definitely.
right,
Yes. Yeah.
I am have a
Yep.
responsibility to be a good white person. Like, you can't
I
just,
do know. I do know. It's
you
the
know,
same when I've
you
gone to Native American ceremony. I know that I'm not Native American, and I know to respect and I absolutely adore it. It is just beautiful ceremony that they do.
yeah,
So what you're
yeah,
describing is magical. It's so magical. It really
it's
is. Yeah.
deeply sacred. And I feel that the rituals are based in a deep, holy form of respect. That's what it
Yeah.
comes down to. Everyone is assigned an animal spirit. And
Hmm.
it's not just like some, oh yeah, I get to be an eagle, or it's also about the ecosystem and not killing all the animals. Like, if my spirit is kangaroo, I'm not going to be hunting kangaroo. That's my
That's
spirit.
right.
Someone else. So it just kind of like balances itself out to make sure we don't deplete the,
Yes.
but
The populations. Yeah. Oh
yeah.
my. So when did the color come in? Was that where you were introduced to painting and doing those kind of lithographs and with this
Oh,
community?
that's the thing. So I'm a self-taught artist. My
Okay.
both like lecturers and they're very well accomplished in the art world, and I thought, well, I don't want to go to art school then, because if I have a question, I'll just ask my parents. Plus, it's not my style.
Hmm.
I don't prefer, I don't want schooling to get in the way of my learning, of my
I
education.
understand completely.
Go
No, I
out
do. Hmm.
the experience.
Yeah.
So, the color thing, I was my dad's assistant printmaking from the age of 12, and I absolutely loved it. I got to grind the limestones until they were just
Ooh.
eggshells, and just all of the textures and the turpentine and the ink. I loved every bit of it.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
I didn't start painting in watercolor until I was 30. Um,
Okay.
I was more interested in black and white. I wanted to be original and different and edgy. And so I was drawing in black and white for a good 10 years, trying to
Hmm.
be an editorial illustrator in New York. I had some successes. I was in a couple of big magazines, but I got a tarot reading from my wonderful childhood neighbor, an elder Pisces. She's French,
Mhm.
very mystical and wise, and she gave me a tarot reading. She's known me since I was 4. We
Mhm.
met because I lost my cat, and it went to her house because she's the witch of the neighborhood, and all the cats go to her.
That's wonderful. Your cat knew what you needed.
She was like LP. That's how she couldn't say Elspeth, so she called me LP.
Uh-huh.
Like she did the reading, and she's like, "No, you are not right." I will stop doing that accent, but she's like, "Black and white, no." I was like, "Yes, yes, it's cool." And she's like, "No, color portraits. You can be very successful doing full color." And I was like, "Oh." I was like, not interested.
Uh-huh.
Okay, thanks very much for the reading, you know. But she was absolutely right. A
It
couple months
was.
later, I'm not sure what happened, but I had some sort of disaster, and I was like, you know what? I just need a change. I'm gonna do a watercolor painting just for fun because I think what happened was I finally got a job at New York Magazine. I was like, yes, I got it.
Ooh,
Like
really?
it was
Beautiful.
like we're cutting the section. Sorry, and I was like, oh,
Oh,
and I had to like go back to like a humble like
yeah, 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 yep.
working with depressed people at a bake shop, and I was like, oh. So I was like, fine, I got nothing to lose. I'm gonna do a watercolor just to take my mind off that horrible disappointment. And it painted itself and was like, whoa, that was
Well,
that
it's like when you were doing cash. I mean, you could tell it was cash when you started. It was like, because those of us that watch him, I mean, and then as you're just talking along and you're adding in different things, and Linda G's and Susan's, I mean, I know all these people, and you're just amazing. It's like you didn't have did you have a picture of them with you?
yes,
Okay,
I have a
okay,
picture of
all right,
reference. Um,
okay.
always. It's important to me, as a I'm also like a chef and a baker. Um,
Of
when I'm
course you are.
cooking savory food, you like improvise and it's like you
Yes,
eyeball it and it's like more intuitive. But when you bake, it's all about measurements. And I have
yes.
come to embrace that baking has been a wonderful art education for me because it
Good.
gave me permission to like do things right. Get a ruler if you need it because
Hmm.
otherwise you cannot like tinker with something that's baking in the oven. It flops or it comes out perfectly. It's like there's no in between. So you got
I
to
agree.
measurements. So
Yep.
I mean, I've always used a photo reference, but like I've become a lot more embracing of like just use the tools you need so that you can just free flow when you're there. I
That,
imagine like learn your lines so that when you get there, you can just throw them out and
that's
just
correct.
be the
That's
character.
correct. Yep. No,
So
and that makes sense. But you'll put a like the hair or something on, and it's like, oh my God. I mean, you just capture it immediately, and then you start, and these stories that just come into your head
oh
are
God, I've
amazing.
always been a big talker, and I'm so glad finally someone wants to listen. But what I love about watercolor is it feels like a collaboration with.
Nice.
Don't want to sound too mumbo jumbo, but I feel like I'm collaborating with spirit, honestly,
I
because
understand.
the
No,
water goes where it wants to go. It's
right.
like trying to herd kittens, and it forces me to be present with it and to like notice what the water is doing and to work with it. It's like we're in a dance. We really
You
are.
have a moving meditation going, is what it is.
Because
Yeah.
you can just ruin it pretty easily and pretty
Sure.
quickly if you
Sure.
force your will. But if you see, I see what you're doing, water, okay, and then I come in and I just like
Yep. You
sometimes
let it flow.
I like to sketch out. You come here for the psychic podcast, everyone, but actually we're doing an art class. I like very finely with light colors with a lot of water. And then I love to like go in there and like put some drips of dark paint and it just flows like it fills up the veins and that like it's really electric. It's fun to watch when it just
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it is like
yeah.
that.
You're
But
very zen. You use very zen. It's very Eastern philosophy, and you got me there because I absolutely love the Eastern philosophies very, very much. I'm a Buddhist. I mean, I don't go to a church, but that's my belief system,
I
and it's a philosophy. Yeah, yeah,
don't,
yeah.
yeah, I've been to some beautiful Buddhist temples in Thailand and in
Oh,
Nepal, and it is just
yeah.
they they have a good thing going.
They
I
do. They
love-
do. Yeah. They're very. Oh, wow.
I think that if I was doing this in a different decade instead of watercolor, I think I'd be probably smoking a cigarette because it's the act of like just being busy with your hands. And actually, the smoke would be very mystical and would work. But I feel like it's just the act of like keeping my hand busy. It allows my brain to relax and just like flow.
That's
You
so good. That is so cool. Wow. But
know?
yeah, I mean, but you're just you're having a conversation with the work you're doing,
Yeah.
and and when you did Cash and you were bringing in this 10-year-old child that he was, or things that, it was like, wow, you're seeing beyond the scene, and at the same time, um, I loved it because he won't collaborate with anyone, and you got him. You nailed him. You
Well,
did. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know what I got right. He said that it resonated,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I'm
Which is amazing. Yeah.
deeply thrilled.
Yeah.
It was a huge risk, but
Mhm.
I was like, that's what I'm here for. Let's do it.
Yeah.
If it
Why not? Yeah. I mean, and
always,
not everything always resonates completely, and that's okay too.
I
So,
like it.
yeah.
It like
Uh-huh.
puts me right into focus.
Yeah.
I didn't learn to drive until I was 39. I was so scared of other drivers. I had this uh, irrational fear that for me feels like I had a past life experience
Hmm.
where it was a
Hmm.
terrible crash and I was out of control. There was nothing I could do. So I lived in cities that I didn't have to drive. New York,
Oh
Philly.
my God, you sound like my daughter. She's the Sagittarius.
Yeah,
She didn't get a license until she was probably 25, but she didn't have a car until she
yeah.
was 35 or 40. Yeah.
But now I don't know how I lived without it.
I know.
Like it's she doesn't swim. You know,
Yeah.
as Sagittarius
Yeah.
has to travel.
Uh-huh.
No wants to be around a depressed Sagittarius. It's awful. They'll make
That's
everybody's problem.
uh,
So,
yeah.
how do we
Wow.
get to talking about driving?
Well, it's okay. Yeah. It goes where it goes. That's why I like doing these shows with
Oh,
people.
I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. I remember. Focus,
Okay.
focus. I was so scared when I was driving a few years ago, and especially when I had my little kids in the back.
I get it.
And Detroit, they might have invented the roads and the cars, but they have not invented how to fix the damn roads. Although God
Right.
bless Gretchen Whitmer, she's doing her best. But there was a lot of potholes,
Hmm.
and unfortunately, it's like the highest rate of insurance in the country, and so people are just like,
Wow.
screw it.
Okay.
Instead
Okay.
of insurance, I will use a bungee cord, or I will just stick on some flashlights to,
Yeah.
there are hoopties driving around that are just like
Yeah.
zombie cars. So it's very scary. And if you
Mhm.
get hit, they just run away,
I
So
know they do.
I was
I
just
know.
so scared. I'm driving and I just had to bring in all my highest, everyone becomes religious when they're like
That's very true.
driving them. And it's not the same intensity.
Uh-huh.
Imagine if I was painting with that intensity. It's not that intensity, but it's the same focus of being
Okay. All right. So you're aware, you're just completely aware and you're in the moment, and that is a Zen experience. That
Yeah,
is. Yeah,
yeah.
mindfulness. Yeah.
And now
Wow.
I make sure I'm awake while I'm driving because it's a little too easy, you know.
Oh my goodness. That's
So if
wonderful.
you have questions, I'll just keep talking.
Yeah. So I think Marina and you had this conversation that you don't use the color black now,
That's right.
which
Yeah.
is interesting because you used to just use black and white.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Very nice connection there.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, my favorite artists are usually around the time period of the Impressionists.
Me
I
too.
love John Singer Sargent, and I think he might use black, but he can get away with it. He's amazing. But
Uh-huh.
Monet, Toulouse-Lautrec, oh, he might. Never mind. I Let's go with Monet. He does
Yeah,
not use.
I love Monet. I love
A lot of
Monet.
the Impressionists
Yeah.
didn't use black. And I think that having a restriction helps you to be more creative and it helps you to
Yeah.
see more clearly
Hmm.
because, yeah, shadows are not actually gray. They are purple, they're green, they're orange, they're it
Hmm. Hmm.
closer. I kind of love the thrill of I see you have blonde hair, but I'm going to put some pink. And then I layer the colors so that by the end they kind of fuse together and it still looks like blonde hair, even though I'm playing a trick on
No.
got all the
Yeah.
colors. It's exciting. And in real life, there are lots of colors. But to me, when I'm painting and I'm in the flow and I'm telling a story, my impulse for each color is emotional. It's like, oh, we're about to talk about some very heavy stuff. Ooh, I got to reach for the purple. It's almost like I'm illustrating the emotion, but it's like medicinal. It's like,
It's lovely. What a great, I was thinking too that it sounds almost like too that you may not see it on the portrait, I mean, the picture that you have, but it's like you're reading the aura.
yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing, and I think that's the best way to do it because what I am doing that I am very conscientious about, what I do have ownership over is being a good vessel, being like a
Hmm.
flute, I'm just a hole in a flute. I'm going to be the best vessel that I can for the air and the music to flow through me.
Sure. Sure.
And so I do all the preparation before and after to just let it come through. But the
Hmm.
moment I start thinking, oh, let's analyze this aura, it's like, no, because it's not coming from me. It's coming from a higher intelligence.
Sure. Sure. I recognize that. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I
no,
do. So if you had a pet's picture
yeah,
and you were painting a pet's picture, would you have the same thing? Do they come through and tell you stories?
exactly the same. I've done,
Exactly the same.
I've done the fish in my fish tank. I've done my cats. I've done other people's dogs. I did a horse.
Uh-huh.
I've even done a car, which is not a living thing, but it is charged with energy.
Sure, sure it is. Yeah, yeah.
I've done plants. I'll do anything. It's
Uh-huh.
just sort of like I show up as an artist and
Right,
I
right.
find art eyes, and then stuff just I have like
Yeah.
a portal and it comes through.
Tell me a story.
Yeah,
Right.
so I
Yeah.
can paint anything. And if I can
Hmm.
paint anything, and if I can, like, I'm looking into it and then I'm using the same skills. It's like, all right, now it's story time. The information starts flowing through. It may be a short story. It may not be that deep. If I'm doing a
Hmm.
roll of sticky tape, it
Yeah.
might be the tape with one story to tell. So,
It's okay. And nothing wrong with that. I'm just wondering, did you ever have an experience, whether it was with a pet or a person that you were painting, where you got a lot of trauma coming through?
trauma. Hmm.
That's
Yes,
uncomfortable too.
yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
yes, I did. I think that it was actually the first commission that I got for a dog.
Uh-huh.
I had painted animals before, and this was during the time where I was doing commissions, but I wasn't sharing the information. And it got harder and harder not to share it because
Sure.
people that were coming to me wanted to share all about their person that they were missing, their
Mhm.
child had died, you know,
Right, right.
but I didn't want to freak them out. It was like, oh yeah, I know. He was telling me all about the kind of music
Hmm.
so during this little phase where I was still doing commissions of pets and people that had passed away, but I wasn't sharing it. I got this beautiful soul, and his name was Burrows, and he was a rescue. And it was actually my wonderful bandmate. It was his dog, and him and his wife had stumbled upon this dog that was in bad shape and been abandoned. And I hope I'm not messing up my stories, but
Hmm.
they had actually seen this dog being mistreated, like in public, and they rescued it.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, this beautiful soul, he wasn't with them for very long.
Hmm.
And they felt very tremendous guilt about how he passed. They went out to celebrate on New Year's, and I don't know, he fell down the stairs or something like that.
Uh-huh.
But when I was painting this dog, um, he was just so grateful to spend the last chapter of his life with
I'm
these
sorry. Yeah,
people.
that's hard for you. Yeah.
It's not hard for me. I can feel
I understand
the
what,
story.
yeah, that you're
He
feeling it. Yeah.
was so
Hmm.
grateful,
Yeah.
and he wanted to die in private. He was time for
Hmm.
him to cross
Yep.
over. His
Yeah.
body was at capacity. He had come and had his experience of high contrast,
Sure.
and he got to finish it in a beautiful, loving,
Beautiful way. Yeah. Yeah.
so appreciated. And so, yeah, of course,
Yeah.
he fell down the stairs while they were out. He didn't. He wanted to do that privately, and then he inspired them to come to me to do a painting, so that he is now in their space every day. See, he's still
He's still with him.
with them,
I got the chills. Oh my goodness.
and now
How beautiful.
those beautiful people, they make eye contact with him every day. They honor him. They, they say hello to him. I've seen it. Hi, Burrows.
Yeah.
And that keeps the heart valves open. That's
It
good
does.
for your health as a human being. And that's what I'm really interested in helping people with, because I know that relationships are eternal. I know that the love continues, but
Hmm.
people they get this bout of grief and they shut themselves off,
I know.
and they can't access it. No matter how they can try and try, but there's like this heavy, dense cloud, and it's hard for the spirits, like, if especially if they haven't been gone a long time, to like come all the way down to our low level.
Right.
You know,
Right.
you gotta meet in the middle. You gotta have like a high vibration and like meet in the
Hmm.
middle. But when you're shrouded in grief, it's like, unfortunately, it's going to get worse, because now you really are missing the benefit of the love that person or
Correct.
that pet.
Correct. No, that's
So
true. Hmm.
having a reminder, having a portal, it's a portal. You make eye
Yes, it
contact
is.
and you open your heart to them. You're connecting your hearts.
That's
And
right.
what I love about doing this is that, other people come in the house, they see a painting, they're like, oh, nice painting. And it's important to me that it does look like a real painting, but it's
Sure.
actually in disguise. It's not just a painting, it's a portal. I'm installing a portal in your home, because this is a sacred space. It's a meeting spot where you two are going to have an encounter, and it's going to keep the channel open, and it's going to improve your life and improve your health and expand your heart. And that just helps everything. It helps you in your job. It just helps everything when you feel connected
Of
to those
course.
relationships. They don't just vanish.
Right.
That is too hard for the human mind to process, that you have
It's
this
true.
amazing companionship and this is gone, and it's just like nothing, and then it's just like back to TV and earning money. That's
Yeah.
surely.
There's so much more in that subtle realm. That is just a beautiful, beautiful. I love the idea of it being a portal. I love it being a portal not only for pets, but for past loved ones.
Yeah.
And I hope that your story from Burroughs made them, you could tell them, I hope, that what the message was. But they must have felt it. And there are people that will wait until you leave the room to die. So that makes
Yeah.
complete sense to me.
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
definitely.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lord dear. Wow. It's amazing.
About how you came into your powers. Have you already told that story a million times on your channel? Is it appropriate to give me a little?
Oh, I can bring it in. I started when I was a little girl and I had an indivisible friend, his name was
Yeah.
Billy. And it just grew from there. But I was always told by astrologers that I would come into my own in my older age, and that people would come to me in my house. And so
Wow.
COVID happened.
Ah,
And I was watching Susan and I was watching Linda and I was watching all these people. And then I said, I don't really think I have anything, but I'm going to interview people. That's what I really want to do. And I would interview people that were new, mostly, to get them out there. And as that, as those walls were taken down around me, and I started learning different things, I realized I am that. I can do that. And not me do it, but just like you said, they're doing it, not me doing it. But being open to be that vessel for that thing. And so I've been here about 5.5 years, and
right.
I love all the people that I have met, and I've met so many wonderful people, but I'm the perpetual student. I'm a little bit opposite because I got felt like I had to achieve 2 master's degrees in order to talk about something. And that's
Right.
just not true. Yeah, yeah. But I still am in higher education, and I teach the humanities, and I absolutely love that I can include this kind of thing, and it can get included without being too woo-woo, I guess, and scare people off. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I,
yeah.
you know, I can really identify with that. I may have entered this scene earlier if I felt like I could, there is, I felt a little bit intimidated,
Yeah,
didn't know
yeah,
all the jargon, hadn't read all the mystical books. I knew
correct.
that I had it all, but I didn't know what it was all called. And I felt like
Yes,
I didn't want to seem like you want to feel like you have legitimacy in the world, like you know what you
absolutely. We don't trust ourselves that
but
we,
I
yeah.
love how
Uh-huh.
I love being at this age because I have enough proof to know how to
Yeah,
speak freely about it. There were
yeah,
a lot of people that told me like, well, these are the rules of painting and drawing. And I'm thinking,
no,
but
there are
the
no rules.
I
Mm-mm.
love that calls life through it doesn't have any rules.
No,
But it has something real. It has magic. And sometimes it's like it looks more the character than the human in real life.
I agree.
That's magic.
Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
what I'm interested in.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I
I
just
love that.
trust myself. And then COVID happened. That was an activation for me too. And I called
Hmm.
past life where I was a baker and I taught myself how to make bread. And I moved from Vancouver to Detroit and you couldn't really interact with people. So I thought I will leave gifts of wrapped bread with a note to everyone on the street to saying, hey, we're the new neighbors in town.
Oh my goodness.
And what I love about sourdough is you can illustrate pictures on it. So I had like a razor blade and I did these elaborate pictures. I love what
Amazing.
I had more time on my hands. And it was just so much fun,
Sure.
and who who can resist fun?
Not
Don't
me.
don't and they're very cranky. Anyway,
Uh,
just so happens that my next door neighbor uh she was like in charge of opening a German brew house. And she was like, this bread is the closest thing I can find to authentic European bread. Can you give me 20 by the weekend? I was like,
oh my
uh,
God.
one Dutch oven, and I was like, huh. Yeah, I will. Okay, sure, I'm on it. And I was like, how? And now I have 10 Dutch ovens, and I can easily make 20. I got to.
And you're still doing it?
Well, as of a few weeks ago,
Okay.
I had my own bread delivery business for a few years. It was fantastic and thrilling. But this one exchange of giving the bread, she said, "Can you give me 20 by the weekend?" And then it turned into, "Hey, COVID restrictions have let go. Can you come and bake it in the kitchen? Hey, while you're there, can you make up a menu?" And before you know it, I was just like a chef with no qualifications,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
but make it look like it's supposed to look like, then no one cares. So
Nobody cares.
no, I was making pretzels. I was making borscht. I was having the time of my life. It was just me making food and serving it to hundreds of people every weekend down at the Eastern Market in Detroit. Shout out if you're in Detroit. It's fantastic. I was there for about 3 years, and I
Okay.
had a huge following for my pretzels. People would come into the brewery, make a beeline to just come and get bread. They didn't even want
God, I love, I'm a carb freak, so I totally would be there every day.
to bagel, all sorts
Hmm. Yeah.
boards. And I was like, great. Well, now I technically have experience of being a
Yeah.
chef. So then it came time for me. I got a little bit big for my britches, and I was like, I want to go out on my own. I only want to make pretzels. I don't want to be making soup. So I launched my own business, and I learned a lot, and I got
Yeah.
into a lot of debt, and
Yeah.
I climbed out of that debt pretty quickly, but
That's,
I learned a lot. And there's only so much you can charge for bread. $10.
yeah,
I
that's
would,
true. Yeah.
and it takes 12 hours to proof. And I would do a design, and I'd wrap it, and I'd deliver it. And I'm like, am I paying people to eat bread at this point? Because
Yes.
you know what I
Yes,
mean?
you were. Yeah.
Painting, on the other hand, 20 minutes, maybe a couple of weeks. I can do it from my house. I can
Yeah.
post it. It lights me up.
I
Um,
can tell.
but it was
I
great.
love that. Yeah.
I'm more of a
You're a
soul.
nurturer. You
Right.
are a nurturer. Yeah.
And I my bread business, but I still have one customer. I didn't tell her that she's the only customer, but I just love her, and actually delivering her bread today. Good
Okay.
reminder. Um,
Okay.
it's my love language. I
Yeah.
love generous, and it's actually not so many tangents. But you're a Libra. We can do this. Um, the thing
I've got a Capricorn rising sign, so I'm one of those people that works 5 jobs and does a YouTube. And,
overachiever.
yeah. Yeah.
It's all right. I hear you.
Yeah.
I'm born on the cusp of Sagittarius and Capricorn, so I'm an ambitious,
Oh, okay. There's your entrepreneurial spirit. Yeah. Yeah.
monetize every hobby.
Hmm.
Anyway,
Hmm. Hmm.
the thing about bread is what I really love about it is that it's a way that I got to give, and I was giving way more than I was receiving, in terms
Yeah.
of the exchange. But it's it kind of felt like espionage, like an underground kind of mail system where I was going around the town in this time of instability and darkness and anxiety, delivering bread, and it was hot out of the oven. And when you open that paper
Yeah.
and you're like
Comfort.
this cloud of
Yeah.
bread, um, perfume,
It is.
aroma, it's
Yeah. Yeah.
transcendental. And I just felt like I became very close. It was mostly old ladies in my neighborhood, and I felt like I was caring for them. I felt like
Sure. You were.
felt very connective,
Yeah.
and
Wow.
I burnt myself out a little bit because I also had
Other things.
a
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
But that's what I love about painting.
Yeah.
People come to me because they want a reading or they need help with something.
Hmm.
They get a painting whether they like it or not. And that is part of the medicine. I
Right.
want them to have something that was handmade by a human who took an hour out of their day to just solely focus on their concern. Have
Hmm.
you ever been to uh, anyone who's ever been to a 12-step meeting? I have. My type seems to be recovering alcoholics. I just love them. I collect them. I used to date active alcoholics, and now they're all in recovery. But
Well, you flipped the switch for them.
they are sacred spaces
Yes.
where the general rule is one person gets to share at a time, and the rest of the room, it could be 3 people or it could be 300, they are all listening.
Listening.
And that
Yeah.
is
No one does that anymore normally.
that.
Not at all. Yeah.
I just feel like your problem isn't that serious, just because you have that attention. And I think anyone that has childhood wounds of like neglect or
Hmm.
extremely healing to feel like people see you. And not only that, but that you might be sharing something that they can identify with and is actually helping them to release it too.
That's
So,
true. And they don't want to say it, but you did, and now they feel validated. That's
right.
another thing. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's something that I learned from those experiences, big rooms as a guest, because
Uh-huh.
um, I have a seat for myself in Al-Anon rooms, don't get me wrong. But
Well, you know what? The Native Americans do this with a talking stick,
yes,
where and it's they go around the circle and no one could talk unless you have the talking stick, and I absolutely love it. And I just have to say, when I was taking some of my classes, some of the things I learned about Victorian England were so much fun because I love social history.
yes,
You could get a piece of bread at the bakery for a penny,
yeah.
but if you just wanted to stand there and smell it, it would cost you half a penny, because the smell was just as good as eating it, or half as good anyway. Yeah. I thought of that when you were saying it.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Life is about experiences.
Yeah.
And so, AI definitely has its place.
Yep.
I appreciate not having to do all the writing sometimes.
Yeah.
But human experience is so important. The
It
connect
is.
Our currency is love. And so the more we give,
Hmm.
the richer we feel. It's
Hmm.
about
It's
that.
that energy exchange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
bought someone's groceries at the shop the other day, and I have never felt more wealthy in my whole entire life. I just felt inspired. I haven't done it before. It sounds kind
Hmm.
of easy, actually, but I felt really. Look, now that everything's switched on, it's like I
Yeah.
hear everything that's
I'm
happening in
sure you do.
my
I'm
mind.
sure you do. Yeah.
This woman saddled up, and she had, I don't know, some Pop Tarts, some milk. It was all very unhealthy food. And she was
Hmm.
missing teeth, so she probably should have picked up some toothpaste, but that's not. But I could tell that she had struggles, but that
Hmm.
she had transcended them, and those struggles didn't define her. But I felt so moved, probably by her sister, that's what it felt like, to
Hmm.
just give her a pass for today. Just
Yeah.
like, I want to, here are my groceries, and I want to buy her groceries too. And she was like shocked. And I was like, and can I get $20 to give her $20? Go fill up your tank. All right, have a great day. And I didn't want,
Yeah. You
it just,
weren't doing it for any other reason
you
than you just wanted to do it. Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
whew, that felt
Yeah.
amazing.
It is. It is amazing.
Yeah.
I remember doing that once. My husband and I were eating at a restaurant, and there was a lady sitting by herself, and she was eating, and she didn't look sad necessarily, but I felt bad. I wanted to talk to her, but so we just paid for her meal. But we said, don't let her know till we're out of here, because I didn't want to have a big to do about it. But it was worth $1 million to me that I could make somebody else's day that they didn't even realize that there was someone watching. Yeah.
Happened to me. I was a server in Asheville many moons ago, and I was
Mhm.
talking about what happened was there was some problem in the kitchen and their food was late. And I could tell that they were like really
Mm-hmm.
not to be frustrated, but they were frustrated and they had a little
Sure.
kid and they were just like, ah. So I decided to entertain them. And I went up, hi, what are you here for? Oh, and they're like, oh, you have an accent. And I'm like, oh, good, excellent. They've detected this is my in. I'm like,
Right.
my, oh, let me tell you all about Australia. And they're like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm listening. I'm like, because I'm just trying to buy time. Just
Sure.
like,
Sure.
come on.
Get their mind off it. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yes, and then are you interested? I just like kept it going, and then as a server, I didn't have any power to like buy them their meal, but I could get them a free pot of tea. No one would notice that, so I sent a little pot of tea to the table, and I was just like, "Thank you so much. I seriously apologize. This is an inconvenience, and
Yeah.
And so I was able to kind of soothe them.
Wow.
And they were like, I had all these questions. Well, how often do you get to go to Australia? And I was like, well, hardly ever. It's a big expense and can't get
Mhm.
off work. And, yeah, it's been a long 20 years being in another country away from my family, to be honest, but
Yeah.
it was like, I loved talking about Australia to these people, but it was also a little bit, uh, it made me homesick, to be honest. So I was like, well, I'm saving up. I want to see if I can go next year, But I was just telling them all this stuff to try and like keep them distracted.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, all right, back to work. They left. Someone else cleaned up the table, and the manager said, "Can you come here?" I think I was like, "Oh no, am I going to get in trouble for that?" Like,
Yeah, for
what's
giving them
my
the
fault?
tea.
Like, can
Yeah.
you read this? Because I want to know that I'm not like seeing it right. I was like, I think they put some extra zeros on it. They gave me a $500 tip, and they said, "Hope this helps with your trip to Australia." And I
Oh,
cannot
I
get
get the goosebumps. Oh my goodness.
that.
You were doing something that anyone could do, and yet you did, that other people would. And that is what makes the difference between seeing somebody and just being kind and being, I mean, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Holding space for them, and just like that mercy, like
Yeah. Yeah.
they had mercy for me. They were the ones that were inconvenienced, but like that had
Hmm.
such an amazing impact on me.
Sure. I
I'm
get
doing
it.
right. Being generous feels good. I love making people feel good, but also I have less excuses to feel sorry for myself. Like this was magic. Like, how can I make this? There were just
Yeah.
in a little treasure trail to this point in my life where it's like now I get to do it all the time. I just gave my notice. I'm quitting my day job like in a couple of weeks, and I am so excited. I could die today and I'd feel complete. You know,
That's beautiful.
I
That's authentic. You're living your authentic life,
yes.
and it's made its way to you, for all the other things that have come before it and all the other things that will come afterwards. And like you say, if you left tomorrow, you've done what you came here for. And I think that's the hardest thing, Elspeth, because there are people that will say, "What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do?" When I do readings sometimes. And
Well,
I'm like, it doesn't have to be this. It can be this tiny little, you can smile at somebody. You can buy $20 worth of groceries or whatever. You can just make somebody's day complete, and it doesn't have to be, you invented the cure for cancer or something. It doesn't, you are doing the work. And it really, it's amazing that a lot of people just don't realize. They think it has to be this huge thing that comes in. I know I was waiting myself for my gifts. It's like,
yeah.
well, where are they? And
Waiting
I
for
always had them. I always had them. I
you.
just didn't believe I did. And they may go, if they go tomorrow, well, wow, I had a wonderful experience. I don't
Yeah,
think they will, but it's all up to them. So, yeah,
yeah. and not just for you. Your gifts are to give
Give.
away.
That's right.
They're given to you so you can, like, you're the right person for the job. Give it
Correct.
up, put it away, and put
That's
your
right.
whole heart in it, and make it good quality, and make it cute, and let's make it a party. Let's make it an experience. Let's,
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
yeah.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
this is so much fun.
This is fun. We'll have to do this again.
I love.
I do want to just say that please, the information below will tell you Elspeth's channel and her wonderful website that she has with all the different things that she does. And they're amazing. If you get a chance to watch some of her previous videos where she's working on the paintings, it's just astounding.
I just did Yoko Ono last week, which is oh, every reading is an
Oh,
exploration.
I
It's like
bet.
journey into someone else's life, and it is so wild that I know I'm not making it up. You know,
Yes, I know. I get it. I get
and
it.
just like the clouds in the sky, they're so different every day. And sometimes I think to, I don't know, the universe or the higher ups, like, wow, you really painted a good one today. And how do you make them so different and original every single day? No sunset is the same. It's the same with readings too.
Sure it is. Yep.
But I do people that I'm drawn to, whether it's, I prefer people that are like, that I admire. There's something I really love about them.
Yeah.
Um, I do artists, I do politicians, anyone, like,
Hmm.
I'm not a snob about who's got the spark. I
Yeah.
just follow the spark.
Hmm.
And but sometimes I'll dip down into the underworld. Let's do a conspiracy theory. I don't want to paint his face. The man paints his own face,
The
shall
man
we?
that paints his face. I would never want, no, the
I don't
less I see of that, the better. Yeah.
stony eyes of no thanks. I
Yeah.
would. Why don't just paint a public toilet, get the same energy? Sorry, whoops.
No, I agree.
Which is a very important part of society. Whatever.
Has to be a gold toilet though, not regular porcelain.
You see,
Oh,
you see.
God. Yeah.
So, but I will. I still have questions about the PDF files, but I'll go around it and I will interview the survivors. So I did a portrait on Virginia
Oh,
Giuffre.
yeah.
That was illuminating. That was heartbreaking, but also spellbinding. And this is what I love. Even in the most tragic cases, I did Nancy Guthrie and turned it into a little series. There
Mhm.
is still like incredible riches to be found. And this is why
Sure is. Yeah.
I can't wait to do Nancy Grace, because I got this huge download. I watched an episode of Tyler Henry recently where he read Nancy Grace. Highly recommend.
I
But I
love him.
feel
Hmm. Hmm.
no shade on him, but I feel like he stopped the story short. He came in to validate that, and she was a skeptic, but I don't really believe it because she's a Scorpio. What Scorpio doesn't believe in God, right? Come on. He came in and like shocked her into believing by proving that, like, oh yes, I'm picking up your fiance and he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. She's like, wow, that's what I always thought. That's not the end of the story.
Right.
In fact, I could leave it for the reading, but I'll tell you now, it was not wrong place at the wrong time.
Oh.
She was waiting in the wings to be a Shakespearean English teacher. And if he had not have been in that exact place at that time, that's what she'd be doing. They would have a nice, comfortable life. And all of these people would never have been helped by her. But she has this superpower where she is not afraid
Yeah.
of death. And she can seek justice and calm people's nerves in the most grisly cases.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
it's like they had a karmic pact. He said, I'll go, I'll be murdered, and that will break your heart to the point that you'll be willing to surrender what you had planned. And the only way to relieve this pain, which you're going to live with anyway, you could be helping to solve other people's murder mysteries. You're going to feel the pain either way, but this way will be rewarding to you. It's going to help millions and millions of people. And
Yeah.
by the way, I am not ever leaving you. They are still connected.
Of course they are.
You're going to learn how to see. You're going to learn how to get over your skepticism and how to open your heart and feel that I'm still your spiritual partner. I'm just waiting up here. And spirit is like a few minutes. Like, all right, you're in the pool. Okay, I'm waiting.
Yeah, yeah, because time is over
And then,
there. Yeah,
and then you go and you're like, hey, well, I was just waiting a few minutes. But
yeah.
for us, it feels like eternity.
Oh,
So,
sure it does.
wrong
Yeah.
time, wrong place, bullshit.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
think divinely organized, and who knows what karmic things they're learning. We're all learning. But it was, if he had not have taken that bullet, which was not meant for him, which caused a mystery, then she wouldn't have got so curious.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't have set out on this path of being the Nancy Grace that we know.
Right. Right.
So now I spill
Wow.
the beans, so I shouldn't really do the reading.
No, not
No,
every,
I'm going to paint her portrait. She's wonderful.
yeah, you've got to do it because you'll get more. But
I would,
if ever you want somebody that I would love to see,
yes, please. Who?
Freddie Mercury, please.
Yes. Yes.
There's so much there that is not understood.
I
And yeah,
really hate biopics because they always feel that flat. The worst one I think I saw was the one about Whitney Houston.
uh-huh.
It was just like magic. She was so magic. And like, yeah, she had drugs when she died, but that's not why she died. You know,
Yeah, yeah. Give her a break. Give her a break. Yeah.
every every
It's like Dolores of the Cranberries. I mean, what was that all about?
you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
everyone has to be here for 100 years. I love that saying, you know, I'm here for a good time, not here for a long time. Like,
right,
yeah,
right.
Heath Ledger was here for a short time, but
Yes, he was.
and it's
Yeah,
like they know it too. They come in,
they
hit the
do.
ground, and they like,
Freddie knew it.
let's
Yep,
do this because I'm on the
yep.
clock, you know?
I know. I
I
know. Wow.
see that there's like really mistakes or coincidences. It's like, no, there's just a higher plan that you don't understand.
That's right. Soul contracts
But it's
and
perfect.
multiple.
This
And
is all,
also timelines. Timelines can
yeah,
change. Yeah.
yeah.
Wow. It's amazing.
So
Well, I could talk to you forever, but
let's do it.
I think we've wrapped up this one. We'll put this one in the can and we'll come back again, hopefully, and do the rest or talk again, because I could just talk forever. So thank you for being here,
Oh,
Elspeth.
thank you. Are you going to be with Marina next weekend for that special?
I usually am, but I have my granddog coming and she's got
Oh,
cancer, and so I'm wanted to spend some time with her. So
oh.
yeah, yeah. But I don't have any grandchildren, but I
Well,
have granddogs.
I'll be there if you want
Oh,
to.
good.
Like, I'll wait for you.
Yeah, you can wave to me. Yeah.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
have some entertainment while you're spending time with your grand.
With
Oh,
Moxie. All right. Let me go ahead and close this down and then we can chat. All right.
okay.
Thank you. Thanks everybody for being here and listening.